Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhamad Hafiz Akmal bin Ghani. My student ID is 2024771941 and I'm from class SR2417NC. And my supervisor is Dr. Nadia Dianatan Abdullah, and my title of study is Organizational Culture and Employee Commitment, a study among Maybank athletes. Background of study. Organizational culture represents shared values, belief, and practice within an organization, influence employee behavior, attitudes, and workplace relationships. Employee commitment reflect employees' psychological attachment towards the organization, important for loyalty, retention, and performance. Maybank athletes context. Employees have dual responsibilities. First, workplace responsibilities. Second, athletic commitments. Research gap. Limited studies focus on corporate athletes and their organizational commitment. Problem statement. Problem 1. Most previous studies focus on general employees rather than corporate athletes. Problem 2. Corporate athletes must balance professional duties and sports commitments. Problem 3. Limited understanding of how organizational culture influence commitment among athlete employees. Research gap. Need to examine Maybank athletes specifically. Research objective. To examine the level of organizational culture among Maybank athletes. To examine the level of employee commitment dimensions, effective, continuous, and normative commitment among Maybank athletes. To determine the relationship between organizational culture and employee commitment dimensions, effective, continuous, and normative commitment among Maybank athletes. Next, research question. What is the level of organizational culture among Maybank athletes? What is the level of employee commitment dimensions, effective, continuous, and normative commitment among Maybank athletes? Lastly, is there a significant relationship between organizational culture and the dimensions of employee commitment, effective, continuous, and normative commitment among Maybank athletes? Next, hypothesis. H1. There is a significant relationship between organizational culture and effective commitment among Maybank athletes. H2. There is a significant relationship between organizational culture and continuous commitment among Maybank athletes. H3. There is a significant relationship between organizational culture and normative commitment among Maybank athletes. Theoretical framework. Mayer's and Allen's 1991 three-component model of organizational commitment. Effective commitment, employees stay because they want to stay. Continuous commitment, employees stay because they need to stay due to the cost of living. Normative commitment, employees stay because they feel obligated to stay. Conceptual framework. Organizational culture, teamwork, communication, training and development, reward and recognition. Employee commitment to organizational, effective commitment, continuous commitment, and normative commitment. Research design. Quantitative approach, cross-sectional survey, structured questionnaire, SPSS analysis. Population sample. Target population 90 Maybank athletes. Sampling method, census method. Usable response 90. Reason. All eligible members of the accessible population were included. Research instrument. I have 5 sections. A, B, C, D, E. First, demographic. The items 4. Nominal scale. And B, employment information. 6, nominal scale. And C, athlete profile. 6 items, nominal scale. D, organizational culture, 10 items, 5-point Likert. And lastly, section E, employee commitment, 10 items, and 5-point Likert. Data analysis. Questionnaire data, SPSS, frequency and percentage, mean and standard deviation, Cromba alpha, reliability analysis, Pearson product moment correlation, hypothesis testing at P below 0.05. Data collection procedure. Research approval obtained. Ethical considerations explained to respondents. Informed consent given. Voluntary participation and confidentially assured. Questionnaire distributed. Sufficient time given to respond. Response rate monitored and follow-up conducted. Questionnaires collected. Data screening. Incomplete response removed. Data coded and prepared. Lastly, statistical analysis conducted, SPSS. Demographic profile of respondents. Male 59 respondents, 65.6%. Female 31 respondents, 34.4%. Largest age group 30 to 35 years, 36.7%. Athlete staff 43 and 3%. Permanent employees 50%. Employee athletes with dual roles 62.2%. Most common sport volleyball 44.4%. Reliability analysis. Organizational culture 0.871. The interpretation good. Effective commitment 0.680. Marginal. Continuance commitment 0.674. Marginal. Normative commitment 0.578. Interpretation low. Lastly, employee commitment 0.849. Interpretation good. To examine the level of organizational culture among member athletes, the mean 3.527, the SD 0.879. Interpretation moderate level. Member athletes generally perceive the organizational culture positively, but there is room for improvement. To examine the level of employee commitment dimensions, effective continuance and normative commitment among member athletes. Effective commitment, the mean 3.403, the SD 0.915. Continuance commitment, the mean 3.463, and the SD 0.970. Normative commitment, the mean 3.419, the SD 0.977. Overall employee commitment, the mean 3.426, the SD 0.836. So the interpretation, all dimensions were at a moderate level. Continuance commitment was slightly the highest. To determine the relationship between organizational culture and employee commitment dimensions, effective continuance and normative commitment among member athletes. All three alternative hypotheses were supported, while all three null hypotheses were rejected. The normative commitment result should be interpreted with cautions. Discussion of findings. First, organizational culture. Supportive culture helps employees feel valued and connected. Next, employee commitment. Melbourne athletes demonstrated moderate employee commitment while managing their dual work and sporting roles. Lastly, relationship. A more positive organizational culture was associated with stronger employee commitment. Practical implications for Melbourne. First, develop athlete-friendly workplace policies. Second, improve communication between management and athletes. Third, support work-sports balance. Lastly, provide career development opportunities. Recommendations for future research. Larger sample size, different organizations, qualitative interviews, additional variables. Conclusion. Organizational culture and all three commitment dimensions were at moderate levels. Organizational culture was positively and significantly associated with effective continuance and normative commitment. However, the findings show relationships rather than direct cause and effect. That's all from me. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum.